guys, welcome back to Michigan Great Outdoors. I'm your host, Jason Ostrowski, aka the Pollock, and we're back at it. Next year's success starts now. Scouting, postseason scouting. I'm actually in a spot that I scouted this past March, and I wanted to check out some of the beds. There's a really big bed right there. That thing's huge, but I wanted to just come back here and kind of look. There's more snow on the ground than I like. I just find it to be rather inefficient when you have this much snow on the ground, but it is what it is. It's gonna mostly melt this week, and when it does that, you're not gonna be able to come out here. The nice thing about, it's frozen, you can stand out here in the swamp and you don't fall through, but so you gotta take advantage of it. I just wish there wasn't so much snow on the ground. There is a lot of deer tracks and activity in this area. You can see they're just tearing stuff up. There's just trails all through here. I'm following this one, and I was just checking the beds. It's kind of the main trail that goes right through here. And then I had a camera right there. That buck trail or deer trail, big huge tracks, kind of skirted it, went over there on the other side. So could have been a good buck, and he was onto the camera. I don't know. This is the first year I ran a camera over here, and a lot of hunters on it. This is an obvious spot. If you stand up on the hill, it's a point that juts out into the swamp. It's probably like the first logical spot from the truck. But in the past, there's been some good sign over here, so I figured throw up camera. There's some pretty decent bucks that came through. Now this camera's been turned off for a while, so hopefully the card's still in it. It's taking pictures and can see what's on it. One of the things I like to do when I'm pulling cameras or setting cameras is to test new gear, new sticks. So that's that new Compact Double. It's got this cleat system on here, super unique. Just for an aluminum, milled stick. Just kind of figure eight it. If I'm going up the tree, I'll probably finish it with a half hitch, but there's no need right now. Backwoods Mobile Gear 3-step. I mean, it's sticks solid, man. It's really solid. I'm just gonna have a day of it today and get some cameras down and check some of these bedding areas that I didn't check or didn't hunt this past season. You can only hunt and check so many things during season, so looks like I'm gonna have to bust out of here. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to rip through here, so we'll check back in when we find something cool. One of the nice things about the snow, though, is you can kind of see the lay of the land. You can see how everything lays out. It's nice to see the little contours, the little rises and stuff. I mean, this is not a big ridge here. This is just a little rise. And how in the snow you can see how deer movement is affected. So that is a positive. But I'd much rather have no snow because you can see the scrapes and stuff. But look at this crossing here. I mean, deer, this would be a great spot for a camera. Right here, perfect crossing. You can see all the tracks through here. Right on this edge. Been super productive the last week or so. Didn't get messed with. Left it low all season. Time to go home. Just grab a camera, cell cam. So I got 4 cameras already in the bag. And that was looking over a nice primary scrape. It's here every year. It's been a really productive scrape. And I got 2 more cameras to go in this kind of general area, but I don't have to put the stick out to get them. But the stick is working phenomenally. I didn't have this one up very high, but so I didn't need the aider. But man, you know, it got a little angle on there, but nothing crazy. It just works, man. It just freaking works. The double step, it's awesome, man. These things are stout. They're strong. I didn't think they would be strong as they are. And because of that finish color, almost makes me wonder if it's maybe a higher grade aluminum. I'm not sure. I don't think it says online, but it's freaking nice, man. They just work. Folds up nice. It's great for scouting because you can put it on your pack and nothing's really sticking out or anything. I haven't got hung up once. That's a hell of a bed right there. What's funny is there's a human trail right there. Kind of a little tiny bed, but it's really worn in. I got 8 cameras down. Got 1 more to go. So far so good. All the SD cards are in them. Everything's good. So just gonna grab this other camera and then skedaddle. I can see it, so it's still there. There's so many deer tracks. There's so many beds. Here's another bed. Another bed. It's kind of open terrain too. Yo, so I'm all done now. I got like a nice little 5-mile loop in, nothing too crazy. Got 8 cameras down, so that was huge. And I got out of there by 11 o'clock. So a good day, good exercise. You know, there was about 5 inches of snow. So like I said, it was kind of tough walking and I was sweating more than I really wanted to, especially it was only like 18 degrees and I was still sweaty. But, you know, it's good to get out there and get those cameras down, you know, look around, looked at a couple bedding areas, you know, didn't see a whole lot of giant sign, but, you know, I found some interesting things, and some of the trails, how they were using them is always good to know, especially, you know, mobile hunting, it's so tough. You gotta be on the right trail, or you gotta have that perfect shooting lane. So if you can dial it in and go back to these bedding areas and look at your setups, I do it several years in a row, just trying to refine it and fine tune it. So hopefully next year when I go in there, I'll be a little cleaner. I'll make a little less noise. I'll be set up properly. You know, there's been times this past season where I went to hunt some of these spots and I was just like a tree off, and had some really close encounters with some good ones and just couldn't get it done. But, you know, looking back, reflecting on last year, it's funny, you know, around this time last year, I made a video talking about the 23 season and how horrible it was. It was my worst season ever, and I had a bunch of stuff going on in my personal life, and, you know, I was overweight and I was drinking too much alcohol, just not happy, you know. And I made that video and I vowed to make some changes, and you look back at what's transpired. You know, I go from my worst year ever to my finest year ever, and on top of that, my son got his first year. You know, I quit drinking alcohol, lost 35 pounds. It's actually been over a year now. I didn't even realize it the other day. I was like, oh shit, it's been a year. But, you know, that's pretty cool to be able to lose 35 pounds. I'd still want to lose like another 25, because that would get me down to like 225. And I think that at 225, I would just be like a hellion in the woods. So that's the goal for this year. Financial situation's getting a lot better. Still got some work there. That's going to take some time, but it's moving in the right direction. And, I got a lot of people commenting on that video, giving good comments and praise and all that. And if this video helps somebody and inspires you to get out in the woods, or maybe quit drinking, or maybe lose some weight, or just kind of better yourself, then so be it. One of the things that I'm most proud of last year is that I put more emphasis on taking my sons hunting and getting them involved. And especially my oldest, he's 11 now, and I started going out in the woods when I was 11 with my uncle. So I really wanted to keep him on the same timeline. I wanted them to be a little bit older, so they were a little more mature, so they kind of understood it a little better, especially taking a life like a deer. I want my sons to understand what it means, and it's not just pulling a trigger. I mean, it's serious. So very happy with that. Things are great with the wife. So I mean, it just all in all, just really having, things are good. So there's going to be a lot of product videos coming. There's going to be some other kind of things that I have to finish up, some videos. I want to go and look back at some of the gear that I've used this past year and kind of give you guys reviews on that, and just updates on that stuff. So I'm back to making videos regularly, and then we're just going to crank it out all summer. So stick with us, stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.